All right, here we go. May of 2021, a year later. Let's weigh in. 178.2. That is just over 20 pounds in 1 year. Hey everyone, Camber here helping you stay fit, and today I'm going to tell you how I gained 20 pounds in 1 year with the help of Coach Greg's cookbook and training book. I decided to go with these two books because he told me that
1 plus 1 is not 2, it's 3. It's better. So if you do the training book and the cookbook together, you get even more results.
Now, I want to make it very clear that I did not say that I gained 20 pounds of muscle, nor am I claiming that. But based on these pictures, go ahead and let me know in the comments how many pounds of muscle that you think was added between these two photos so we can see how close your guess is. And in order to figure out how much actually was muscle, we need to start back about a year ago. That wasn't intended. I've always been pretty active all my life and never been overweight, but in February of 2020, I decided to lose 10 pounds to see how shredded it would make me look before going on a trip to the beach in May. My weight the final morning when I took pictures was 157.8, which was 10.2 pounds less than my starting weight of 168.0. And I know I can't prove any of these pictures are legit, but I don't have any video from that time because I never plan on making any kind of video like this. But anyways, my typical normal morning weight the week leading up to that final weigh-in was about 160 even. And then I fasted from about noon the day prior to taking the pictures until after taking them, which caused me to have no extra food in my stomach and then seemingly lose that extra 2.2 pounds. So subtracting those 2.2 pounds from my 20 pound weight gain, we're now looking at a total gain of 17.8 pounds. So fast forward to my weigh-in from this year, I was 178.2 pounds. But if you notice the time when I did that weigh-in, it was at night, which was after I finished eating and drinking for the day. Compare that with my morning weigh-in the same day, I was 172.8 pounds, which is a 5.4 pound difference. So now we're down to a 12.4 pound gain over that 1 year. And scale manipulation is something I want to point out because when you see crazy claims like the typical 3-month celebrity transformations, it is really easy to increase that change by 10 pounds simply by fasting and getting dehydrated for the before pictures and then drinking a lot of water and eating a big meal sometime after you've taken the after pictures so that you do actually weigh that much at some point on that day. So I did actually have a 20 pound change, but it's very misleading when transformations do this while claiming that it's all muscle and natural on top of that. And I labeled this video that way so that I could use this as a point to show you what you could realistically expect. And because you'd probably be less likely to click on a video claiming a 10 pound change instead of 20. So before I finish calculating how much muscle I actually gained, I need to point out one more thing. I was doing a lot of fasting a year ago and didn't really know anything about making good, low calorie dense food choices, which made me feel extremely hungry during my 3-month cut, even though I wasn't in a really steep calorie deficit. So I was already back up to 165.4 pounds in just a couple of weeks on vacation from binging on cake, cookies, ice cream, chips, and anything else I'd cut out of my diet. So now we're looking at another 5.4 pounds, which puts us at a total of about 7 pounds gained over the year. 7 pounds! Really exciting, huh? However, looking at the before and after shots, I don't think I gained much, if any, body fat, and you could argue that I may look slightly leaner. Although you have to keep in mind that if you remain the same body fat percentage as you gain weight, some of that will be fat to go along with the muscle. For example, I don't know what my body fat is in either of these pictures, nor do I really care because I like the way I look, but just for simple math, we'll say it's 10%. So if you gain 20 pounds and stayed 10%, then 2 pounds of it would have to be fat. Or if it was 15%, then 3 pounds of it would be fat. So since I look to be around the same leanness level, I'm going to add a few more pounds back on from that 5.4 pounds, and we'll call it an even 10 pounds of muscle gain for the year. So is this possible naturally? Well, ironically enough, I came across Greg's channel a couple weeks after my cut ended, and this is where his books came in and were extremely helpful for me. I learned how to make low-calorie meals that are part of my everyday diet now because they're so good, which made it ridiculously easy for me to feel full all the time without feeling like I'm missing out on other yummy foods. And the cookbooks have a lot of options, and from everything I've tried so far, I'd say I've liked about 80% of it. And I don't only eat stuff out of his book, but it has given me a lot of great options that I've been able to experiment with and make my own versions with things that I like. And then the training book was also extremely helpful for me because I finally learned how to optimize my training for hypertrophy, also known as muscle building. My previous training always consisted of doing 5 sets of 5 on just about everything, and I thought that a set of 8 was high volume. And these heavier weights for lower reps resulted in a lot of injuries for me over the year as well. So now the weight is lower, and I train in the 10 to 15 rep range with slower, more controlled reps for just about everything, and have been following the same push-pull leg split for almost a year now with great results. I trained on and off for 3 to 4 month stretches over the past 15 years, but I was one of those guys that never trained legs because honestly, I didn't really think it mattered. So you can see the biggest change in my legs where I gained a little over 1.5 inches in each quad and 1/2 inch in each of my calves, which makes sense because I basically had newbie gains in my legs over the past year, going from only being able to squat 145 for 10 to now 225 for 10. So now looking at Greg's chart for natural muscle gains, the first year shows 8 to 12 pounds of muscle in the first year. I'd say I have pretty decent genetics for putting on muscle, so with this being year 1 of training for my legs, and assuming all the lower body muscles are roughly 50% of my total muscle, we'll say I gained 6 pounds of muscle just from legs, glutes, and calves based on Greg's chart. And even though I've been training on and off for the past 15 years, I'm going to say that my training experience for my upper body is around the 3-year mark due to all the inconsistent training as well as not training optimally until the past couple years as far as actual lifting technique and proper time under tension is concerned. I gained about 1 inch on each of my arms as well as 1 inch around my chest and 1.5 inches around my shoulders. So taking half of that max of 6 pounds at the 3 years of training experience mark from the graph as the gain for my upper body would be another 3 pounds, making it a total of 9 pounds of muscle gained in 1 year, which puts us pretty close to that 10-pound number from all the previous estimations. So is that a lot or impressive? I mean, after all, I've been progressively overloading, training hard to failure 5 to 6 days per week for the past year. Based on what you'd see from the typical 40-pound celebrity transformations in 3 months, you'd think I must be a hard gainer. But since I got the cookbook last year, I started around 2,200 calories per day for my maintenance at 165 pounds and maingained to my present weight of 175 pounds at around 2,500 calories a day. No bulking or cutting has been done over the past year, and I have felt great with plenty of energy and getting slow and steady gains throughout the year after learning proper training and diet techniques from Greg's books. And yeah, you could say, oh, you're just a Greg fanboy and are trying to get attention by making videos about him. I mean, look, I even have one of his shirts on. Well, folks, this isn't my first time on YouTube. I have a separate channel called Camber Motion that's coming up on 25,000 subscribers where I teach filmmaking techniques and how to use cameras for video. And I know that if I was to make a transformation video of my progress over the last year, it would not do nearly as well as if I associated that with Greg's name. Plus, his books and channel really have changed my fitness life over the past year. So if this video helps him to sell even more cookbooks and training books, then that is awesome. So Greg, if you see this, thank you for all you do. And to everyone else, hopefully this video is helpful in showing you what can be achieved naturally in 1 year. At least for me. So if you're new, then subscribe if you want motivation for staying fit and in shape for a regular person. After all, I'm about to be 33 years old with 4 kids and another one on the way. And I'm gonna be upfront and honest with you about what I do and how I do it to maintain my physique. So if you've been wondering if either of his books are worth the money, I think this video is proof enough to confirm that they are. My diet is consistent and satisfying, and the training is definitely working for me. So please, if you made it this far, hit the like button, leave comments down below with any questions you have, subscribe and hit the bell buttons, and buy his cookbooks and training books, and I'll see you soon.